Hi everybody, welcome to Hillbilly Herpetology, and today we're going to talk about the Varanus xanthematicus, or the Savanna monitor. So this is Godzilla. He's a little over a year old right now, probably about a year and 4 months old. Had him since he was a hatchling. So the point of this video today is to just go over an overview of what the next couple of weeks of videos are going to look like. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into these guys. We're going to talk about their hatchling stage. We're going to talk about the juvenile stage, the adult stage. We're going to talk about my thoughts on breeding. And then a big part that we're going to tackle, misconceptions with these guys. This goes out to you, Clint. Misconceptions about these guys. They need to eat buckets of roaches every day, and they're going to be very expensive to keep. That comes from an actual zoologist. Clint, if I fed this thing buckets of roaches every day, this thing would be so obese that it would be dead already, guaranteed. You don't feed them every day, and definitely not buckets full of roaches. So that's one of the misconceptions we're going to go over here. Also, we're going to go over where they're from. We'll do that in this video. They're from the central part of Africa, east and west, down south almost to the Congo River. Beyond the Congo River, they're going to be replaced with Varanus albigularis, which is actually the black throat and the white throat monitors, north as well. So these guys are just on that central area of Africa, Sahara and sub-Sahara area, and they're called the Savanna monitor because they like to live in the savannas of Africa. Now, one thing a lot of people get misconceptions on with these guys is that they need to be in a dry area. People think the savanna's dry. It's a deserty area. That's just not true. There's going to be microclimates that they can get to no matter where an animal comes from. There's microclimates. You think, you go outside, it's super, super hot, and you guys are going through a drought. You dig down 3-4 feet, you're going to find moist soil because it's always moist. That's a microclimate. If something can dig down to that area, they're going to be in an area that has high humidity at all times. And these guys specialize in that in Africa. So that's going to be number one big misconception, is that they need to be in a dry area. These guys like 60+% humidity in their enclosure. That's what I like to keep mine at. And they do just fine with that. But if you get them at 30 or 40% humidity and you keep it there at all times, you do run the risks of them getting dehydrated, because every single time that they let a breath out, moisture's going out with that, but then they're breathing air in that doesn't have the same amount of moisture in it, and it's literally slowly dehydrating your animal. But we'll go into a lot more of that throughout the next week. The big thing here today, introduce you guys to what we're going to be doing, and to introduce you guys to Godzilla. I do want to measure him. I haven't measured him, but that's another thing that I do want to talk about on this video is I feel like sizes are overstated, just like with men most of the time. I feel like a lot of people will say, oh, Savanna monitor, that's going to get 4 or 5 feet long. And maybe in the most extreme cases, that's the truth. But in general, that's just not true. I probably suspect this guy full grown will get to be about 3.5 feet at the most. We'll see what he's at right now. And by the way, I raised 20 of these guys up when I had him. He's literally the biggest of the 20. So, and he is not even at 2 feet yet at 1.5 years. And you figure he might have another good year of growth lengthwise, and then after that, he's probably only going to get more rotund if I let him, which is another point that I'd like to bring up here. He's fat. He is way fatter than what he should be. If I were to redo this, I would not have let him get as big as I did before I slowed down on the feeding. That was my fault. I looked at hatchling to juvenile as a time length instead of as a size length. And I think that it's important to look at their size when determining if they're a hatchling or a juvenile. I figured from 0 to 3 months they would be hatchling. From 3 to 9-ish months, you would call that a juvenile. After that, that's subadult. He's definitely at the subadult stage now, yes. But the point that I'm making in that is, as a hatchling, you want to feed these guys every single day as much as they're going to eat. That's their grow time. That's where they're not going to get overweight. They're just getting longer. And I should have stopped with him a little bit sooner than I did. Gary has amazing, exceptional looking Savanna monitors as far as weight goes. But I will say this, the first one he raised, the female that we have, Jade, is a little on the chunky side like he is too. So I just feel like it's one of those things you live and you learn. I know now with the other ones that I have not to let them get this chunky. And you'll meet them too throughout this next week's videos. We'll have them in the other ones as well. So look forward to that. I would like for you guys to please like, subscribe, comment. If you guys hit that notification bell to let you know when I'm coming out with new videos. And the important thing about these videos are, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm right about these guys because I don't know yet. I mean, I know that I'm doing pretty good with them. And I know that Gary's doing pretty darn good with them. And I know there's a lot of misconceptions online. So I'm not going to sit here and come at you with anything saying I'm the definitive answer to this. I'm the one that knows everything. I don't. But I do know that there's a lot of BS out there online when it comes to these guys. If it wasn't for Savanna monitors, Webbed Up Exotics wouldn't exist right now. It was Savanna monitors that brought Gary and I together. It was Savanna monitors that got him and I really deep into the hobby. And the reason is because of the misconceptions, because you can't find solid information on these guys without spending months of research and even then having to do a lot of testing out yourself because, you know, it's all varying. People tell you to keep them 90 degrees. Some people tell you they need 130, 140 degrees. And Gary and I have painstakingly done the best that we can to figure out the best parameters for them. And that's what we're bringing to you guys. It's just what we found over the last several years of raising these guys. And just hope that you guys can get some good information out of it and learn how to take care of these guys too, so that way they won't be so mistaken care of in the hobby. Thank you all for watching it and have a great day.
That's a wrap.